All right, welcome to the Explainer. Listen up. If you're building anything with AI agents, you're gonna wanna know about this. We're gonna break down something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. And trust me, it's a new standard that could totally change the game for how AI interacts with, well, everything. So we've got these incredibly powerful AI agents, right? But here's the fundamental problem they all face. How in the world do we get them to access all the messy, real-world data they actually need to be useful? Bridging that gap between their digital brains and the data chaos out there. Think about it like this. An AI agent, on its own, is a powerhouse. It can reason, it can think, but it's a real potential that's totally locked away until it can actually tap into things like databases or call an API or even just read a file on your computer. Without that connection, they're brilliant, yeah, but they're stuck in a box. Okay, so this is exactly where the Model Context Protocol comes into play. You can think of it as a kind of universal connector. It's an open source standard that's built specifically to solve this exact problem of AI data access. So what is MCP at its core? Well, it's kind of like a universal translator. Or maybe a better way to put it is a specialized transport layer. It creates this one common language, a sort of standardized handshake that lets any AI agent talk clearly to any data source out there. Now, what's really cool is that MCP isn't just some single piece of software. It's actually a whole system, and it's built around three key players that all have to work together to make this magic happen. The whole system, the whole shebang, is built on how these three parts interact. You've got the MCP host, the MCP client, which actually lives inside the host, and then one or more MCP servers, which are basically the gateways to all the data. So each of these pieces has a really specific job. The host, that's the app you're actually using, like a chat app or maybe a code assistant in your IDE. The client is the bit inside that app that knows how to speak the MCP language. And the server, that's the real workhorse. It's the part that connects to your company's database or some public API and then exposes all that data as tools the AI can actually use. And here's what makes the server so powerful. It's flexibility. It really doesn't matter where your data lives. Is it in a SQL database, NoSQL, behind some random API, or is it just a local file on your machine? The MCP server can connect to it. This is a game changer for really complex tools, like a code assistant that needs to look at the code right there in your editor. Okay, so that's all the theory, right? The components, what they do. Now let's see how it all actually comes together. We're going to walk through a super practical example using a simple chat app. Okay, check this out. It all kicks off when you ask a simple question in the chat app, something like, hey, how many customers do we have? Step 1, the host, your app, asks the server, what tools do you have? Step 2, it takes your question and that list of tools and shoots it over to a large language model. Step 3, the LLM looks at it and says, aha, to answer that, you need to use the customer count tool. So then the host calls the server and tells it to run that specific tool, which goes and queries the database. The raw data comes back, gets fed to the LLM one last time so it can be turned into a normal sentence, and boom, you get your answer. It's like this perfectly orchestrated little dance. So you might be thinking, okay, that's a lot of steps. Why go through all of this trouble, right? Well, let's talk about why having a standard like MCP is so incredibly important for the big picture of AI development. Just look at the before and after here. Before something like MCP, what did you have to do? You had to build custom, one-off integrations for every single data source. These connections were brittle, they were an absolute nightmare to maintain, and you'd waste so many hours just on the plumbing. Now, with MCP, you've got a single, reusable protocol. It's flexible, it's scalable, and it just works. You connect any agent to any data, period. And that's really the crucial point here. MCP isn't just some boring technical detail. It's an accelerator. It takes one of the biggest, most annoying hurdles in AI development and just simplifies it. And that empowers literally everyone to build smarter, more capable agents way faster. We're talking about turning what might have been a month-long integration project into something you could knock out in an afternoon. So this kind of leaves us with a pretty big question to chew on, doesn't it? As these AI models get smarter and smarter, maybe, just maybe, the most critical breakthroughs won't be about making the AI's brain better, but about our ability to give it a common language to actually talk with the rest of our digital world.